Okay guys, welcome to today's Slayer task Hellhounds. There's a nice little picture for you. The requirements, good armor, dragon, Bandos, or Darhawks. What I recommend for the task is 55 dungeoneering. Weakness is slash attack. Slayer experience per kill is 98.6, about 77k an hour. They're found in the Taverley dungeon. They are aggressive. You can bring a combat familiar here, and you can use a cannon. I love cannon tasks because it makes it go by so much faster. Your inventory setup, you're going to want overloads if you have 96 herblore, prayer potions, prayer renewal potions, cannon if you're obviously using the method, bring cannonballs, ring of slaying, combat familiar scrolls if you're using a combat familiar here for your summoning, and then armor setup. I really don't recommend dragon. I put that because I know a lot of low levels like to do slayer tasks, and why I don't say dragon is because the Hellhounds hit often. They don't hit too hard, but they do hit often. They don't miss that much. So bring Bandos or Darhawks. You want to have a Slayer helmet, obviously. A whip or God sword works here. Berserker ring or warrior ring. Amulet of Fury and Amulet of Glory will work. Whatever you guys can afford, whatever you guys personally like as well. But you want to stack up as the best bonuses that you can get here when fighting the Hellhounds. The Hellhound drops, really they don't have no top drops. I mean, they do drop Ancient Effigies, Hard Clue Scrolls, and then Bones. I mean, so you can't make money on this task. It's not profitable, but charms, you can get a good decent amount of gold charms. And then I put the percentages down, and because I collect charms when I do Slayer tasks, so I did that for you guys as well. How to get there, I made a map once again, and you're going to start from the Traveling Lodestone. You're going to run south down to the bank, and then you're going to go east across the bridge and then back down south to the dungeon. In the dungeon, I made a slide here describing basically all the lines you see. I know it probably looks like a mess, but for the blue, you need 70 agility for the shortcut, and then for pink, you need level 80 agility for the shortcut. And if you're going to take the white method, make sure you bring your dusty key. I made a slide so you guys can read it. Take your time if you need to pause it. That's fine too. Alright guys, hopefully you guys made it here okay with no problems. Here I have my cannon in my inventory, cannonballs, dusty key, my prayer flasks, my prayer renewal, my ring of slaying, so I can keep track of how many kills I have left, and my charms. And they do drop gold charms almost every time, and then they do drop blue, crimson, or red, and then green charms every so often. I got a spin ticket. For my armor setup, I went with Bandos, and for my ring, I have a Berserker ring. I chose the Saradomin God Sword again, just because their weakness is slash, and then it also helps you save on your prayer potions. So I recommend that, but any God Sword will be fine, or a whip. I chose the Fire Cape because of the melee crit bonus. Skill Cape works fine too, or Obsidian Cape. Amulet of Fury, and then you can sub that out with the Glory like I posted on the slides. You can sub any of this out with Darhawks or Dragon Armor. That's fine too. Same with the gloves. Berserker Ring can be subbed out with the Warrior Ring. Whatever you can really use for any kind of bonus that you would like. And for prayer, if you have curses, you're going to want to activate Soul Split and then Turmoil. If you don't have curses, you can go ahead and use the regular prayer, which you'd want to use Protect from Melee and whatever melee buffs you can get. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but go ahead and activate those if you have them, because Hellhounds do seem to bite through your armor pretty decent. I mean, they don't hit hard, but they hit often. And talking about the cannon now, if you set your cannon up right here in this area, you make sure before you start firing your cannon, when your cannon hits Hellhounds, make sure you tag them, because of the Evolution of Combat update. you can't just let your cannon basically do all the work. You have to hit the Hellhound with your weapon, whatever melee setup you brought. You have to hit the Hellhound at least once to get the full experience for the Slayer task and for your EXP stats as well. But if you use this right here, you can set it up right here, and then it'll hit them pretty decently. So just make sure you run around and tag them. And then when I said 55 Dungeoneering, you can use this entrance right here, and it takes you to the Hellhound dungeon basically. It's just a bunch of Hellhounds in there, and if you go to the back and set your cannon up back there, it works just as effective as this spot. But the only reason why people like to use the Dungeoneering entrance is because there's less people back there. Like this guy, he kind of, I don't know, I guess he's mad because I broke the cannon out, but that's on him. So go ahead and start firing, but make sure you remember to have your prayer on. Take a drink of your prayer renewal and your prayer potions, and just watch your prayer every once in a while. For abilities, if you're using the Darhawk setup, I recommend that you do use abilities and use Assault, because it's a great move to use with Darhawks, along with Hurricane and your Quake. I'd like to note that Quake and Hurricane are both AoEs. They can hit up to as many targets as they can reach with all the Hellhounds in range. So make sure you do that, and just keep an eye on your prayer at all times. Make sure you don't ever run out of prayer. And I hope this guide helps. If there's any monsters you'd like for me to do, please comment, subscribe, and I'll make sure I get on a guide for you. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys enjoy the guide. Thank you.